Coming up, we got an awesome show for you today. We are going to talk Xbox Family Plan for Game Pass Court. It's happening.
Yeah, this is honestly, it's awesome.
This is the greatest day for dads everywhere. Let's get into the episode, talking about Game Pass, talking about Twitter and more. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Xbox A. I am one of your hosts, Matt, and joining me is the Batman himself, the Dark Knight of Xbox News, the man with the shelf.
I forgot to tell you I caved this morning.
What'd you do?
It's cool. So I downloaded MLB The Show 22.
You son of you did?
Yeah, I did. $63 later.
Okay. Talk to me, Daddy. So
it's downloading right now.
Downloading. It's April 1st. It's out today.
I put on my. It was funny. I got up and I saw my Blue Jay cap, and then I'm like, and then I saw like the comments in our video. Everybody excited, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go do it.
You know what?
My impression. I'm gonna do an impressions.
After the morning I've had of technology,
I think you do. I think you need it too.
I really. It's April 1st. It is baseball season. It's Friday. It's been a bit of a headache of a morning on the tech side where I'm sitting. I'm gonna go and get myself MLB The Show.
I think it's. You know what? Yes, it's only 4 days. I get it. $63 I'm paying for it, but you know what? It's gonna make me want to open all those packs, and hopefully I get Carlos Delgado or Roberto Alomar. Even though he's kind of a. But he was good to watch in the 90s. He's kind of a douche after the fact. But still, But speaking of something that is not douchey.
Good segue there. Xbox Game Pass Family Plan subscription is in the works, and this is coming from our best buddy, Mr. Steve Vegvari, the tech with the specs himself. Mobile Syrup, Canada, represent. Let's go hard into this court. According to trusted sources familiar with Microsoft Xbox efforts, we can now confirm that Xbox is moving ahead with the Xbox Game Pass Family Plan, which should be set to launch sometime this year, the report says. The report claims that the highest tier of the Xbox Game Pass Family Plan will grant access to 5 players for games across the entire Xbox Game Pass library. Pricing and availability for the plan have not been revealed. However, it's likely that subscribing to the family plan will be cheaper than paying for the subscription of 5 individual accounts. Cart Game Pass individually is like $20 a month. Ultimate.
It was Jez Corden originally put out the tweet, and then everybody got the information, and we appreciate Steve like breaking down that info. From what I was reading, that it will be 5 people in the same country, which is still crazy to me. It's the Netflix thing, but even though Netflix is supposedly cracking down on that, I think personally, that will make me create an account for my daughter, because as of right now, it's like, okay, she just has to play on mine because it's just too convoluted. I know Paris, Lily, and Gary Whitta, they always talk about it all the time, needing a family plan for their kids, because you have to all share, and you can't be playing the same game at the same time, and you have to have the home console, so on and so forth. As someone that has 2 Xboxes in the house, this just makes sense. Like for you have a son that plays video games.
I do have I have children, but yes.
Yes. but what I'm saying is
he can have his own account.
This is something that has been asked for, and I know it's not everybody in the community that has wanted it, but this is something that for people that I know that play video games my age with kids, this is all they've ever wanted. Like it's literally all they've wanted.
Question, Matt from Xbox A. I have a question.
We from the back.
Well, yeah. Well, thank
you. The Red Sox hat on.
Thank you very much. It's baseball season. It's ball season, Daddy. If I've got the family plan, do you think we won't know until it's there? But you mentioned that the Netflix kind of route of things, that it is going to be based on the country. In theory, could say if you and I were in the same household, like if we were roommates back in the university days,
I think in theory we could be splitting this, and then we live in different houses and still use it. Yes,
and it wouldn't be IP driven; it's account driven.
From what it says, is people in the same country.
Well, they can't do it by IP because the issue, not the issue, the benefit of Xbox Game Pass and what Xbox is doing is the cloud and the play games everywhere. So in theory, you could be at the hotel playing Xbox under the same account as me while I'm sitting at home. I
think they're going to. This is just me with my thinking cap on. I think you're going to get a lot of those, the younger generation and the people, like you said, university and so on and so forth. They're going to get in together. They might not have Game Pass, and then they're like, all right, well now, say it's $190 for us here in Canada for the year. possibly $250 for the year.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. $249.99 plus your
Yeah,
taxes. Yep.
There you go. And hopefully they give us yearly subscription models for
I
how
imagine they
PlayStation
will.
Plus. I'm hoping they bring all that stuff in. I know friend of the show Josh was explaining. He's like, well, you can go buy Game Pass for the year. I'm like, yes, but technically if you go on the webpage, there's no yearly. You can't pay for it in the year. It's always the monthly. But if you go to the like Best Buy or something and buy the card, yes, you can buy Game Pass Ultimate for the year. Hopefully they get into that monthly, quarterly, and yearly thing, and they have the plan. And my guess is that 250 range, and then you have 5 people splitting that 250, which is, I think they're going to get more people. They're also going to make families happier because there are families, like as Paris explained, him and his son have to have their own accounts, their own Game Pass.
When you have the older kid, you and I have young kids, but as they get older, I look at my son, I'm like, yeah, he's going to be in Xbox a lot, and I'm going to want to get him set up with the Series S, whatever console that comes for his gen, and give him his own account that is family monitored and all of that, because they have the app in there as well where I can make sure I'm watching everything, and purchases are all done through me. But I really like that too, just because if you have older kids, you got a bunch of teenagers, you're sick of everybody just using your own account.
Now, I wonder what that does to their plan right now, where you can buy a console and Game Pass like through the deal, where you can buy it through Best Buy or the Source, and you're paying for it over time. Like, I don't know, maybe you can upgrade upgrade your Game Pass.
Yeah, I would
imagine.
My guess is Xbox would just keep that train rolling all the same. You'll see different retailers provide their own bundle packs, but I think if they're trying to do that leasing model, keep all that the exact same, and then Microsoft just offers it to you to say, if you wish to upgrade your existing plan, your single membership, here's what it'll be if you want to upgrade to family, and you're going to get a discount of say 20%.
And it becomes the family console right off the bat.
Yeah. So
if you're a family and you're like, hey, this automatically.
I want to preface this and say that I'm just give myself a little pat on the back. I've been saying family plan for about 2 years from Xbox.
That's fine. I think everybody has. Any parent. But wait, Matt, it was all you.
Thank
you. You know what? It was all you.
I did it.
This one's for you. Hey, and you know what else is for you?
What's up?
Xbox actually was listening to the fan base when they originally announced that they were going to take Twitch integration and Twitter integration. Sorry, my apologies, because they just fixed the Twitch thing too.
Fixed the Twitch.
So they took away Twitch because of Mixer, and they had to bring that back. They originally said they were going to take away the Twitter, and guess what? They're not now. They're in complete reversal. We don't even have to read the article. We've talked about it before. Yeah. Complete reversal. They are no longer taking away, so you can still go in and share right to Twitter. Me personally, I use the app and I just download, and I like to set up my tweets. But I know there were a lot of people that like to just automatically share, right?
I do. I like the photo mode aspect of it, to be able to go in there and share from my console. I'll do some sweet nasty photos, and then be able to update send out the clips right then and there. There's stuff you want to share, like Forza Horizon was always the game that I'd share the most because it's just so pretty. But you want to be able to capture those cool moments and just boom, send it off. What they need to do is, I think Microsoft was working on this with more of the voice recognition stuff for speech to text. They were trying to fix or update the keyboard functionality when you're trying to input for search, and I think that is on the way too in development. I could be way wrong, but I swear I heard that.
Nope, you are 100% correct.
All right, so that I feel like is really going to help, because I am so sick of having to like delete what is going to be in the tag and in the post, and put in my own thing like it's ball season.
Like I said, you could always just go into the Xbox app, go into your capture gallery, download it to your phone, go into your Twitter, and set it all up. Hey, that's just me. I like it.
But I
not
do
that many steps.
No. Okay, but that does make for better like shorts and reels and Twitter posts, things like that. If I'm going to be able to download,
people liked it so much that PlayStation copied it.
True.
So now on the PlayStation app, you can download your captures.
Do you feel like it's one of those things when they announced that they were going to take away the Twitter share functionality, and you and I sat here, we're kind of like, why? Like, why of all things? Do you feel like it's one of those where they just went, yeah, let's get rid of this, see what happens, and then they see that everyone's like, what are you doing? They went, it's okay. It's okay.
It's like that Skinner one. No, it's not me. It's the kids.
Maya,
like,
so out of
no
touch.
one uses this. No one uses this. And then everybody loses their mind. They're like, It's not me, it's
I
the
wonder if they
kids.
have a team part of their social media who works on that aspect of the console and all that. And they're like, somebody's like, they couldn't possibly be using this feature. It's not my fault. It's the children. And then
Well, they
they're
probably
like,
saw the stats. I'm
probably.
sure they see stats, right? And then people are using the app, and then they're like, well, no.
It's gonna hurt us more getting rid of it, and it's just gonna let it just be. I
Yeah,
think it's
why
probably
get rid of it?
why get rid of it?
Unless
It's
you're
not
changing the UI.
now.
Hey, PlayStation's got a good UI. Just use it.
Yeah, that's true. They need some updates, but I do like the Microsoft and Xbox. They at least update their UI, but you got to get
100%.
they got to get rid of some stuff in there.
Yeah, too much.
Too much stuff.
It's like going to the dollar store and just going, whoa, don't need any of this.
How many spatulas do I need? Not that many.
Yeah, exactly. No.
But we still buy them. Let's take a look here at Kotaku. Now,
yeah, so there was no segue into this at all.
no, there's bad things happening here, allegedly.
Yes.
There are allegations of sexism, bullying, and burnout inside the Microsoft studio behind State of Decay 3, Undead Labs. And this has come up before. This is now rearing its ugly head again. But it's important that we actually discuss
Yeah,
this.
we just did Moon Studios, which was the first-party studio, but, well, not first-party studio, but someone Xbox worked with, but they no longer work with. But Undead Labs is an Xbox studio, so...
This is coming over from Kotaku and by Ethan Gach, or Gatch, have the write-up for this. Quote, this is coming over from the CEO and the team over at, from Xbox, saying, quote, our responsibility is simple. Do everything possible to ensure that this entire industry is about treating every single person with dignity and respect. That's coming from Phil Spencer himself, said on stage to a room full of game developers last month at the 2022 DICE Awards. The Xbox veteran has been beating this drum for a long time, but even he admits that he and other leaders haven't always risen to the challenge. Quote, we fall short when we fail to provide a safe and inclusive environment for every person who works in our industry, he said. We fall short when we tolerate abuse. We fall short every single time someone feels unwelcome in our industry and our community. Spencer's comments could apply to a lot of the game studios. One of them is Undead Labs. Maker of the survival-based game State of Decay, Spencer helped Microsoft acquire the studio almost 4 years ago. We're still waiting for State of Decay 3, by the way. That's been a few years, but hey.
this could explain it, though.
The lab has undergone a massive transformation from lean indie to first-party studio with AAA ambitions in years since it was sold. Undead Labs doubled in size, but lost its charismatic founder. It's working on the ambitious sequel, State of Decay 3, but after several years is still trapped in pre-production. Ugh. And recently, it's faced allegations of mismanagement, burnout, misogyny, and has struggled to live up to its promise of being welcoming, diverse, and exclusive. First party of the studios. Court, what do you think? The article continues. There's a ton in here regarding this, but
I think it sucks. Okay, yeah. I truly, we have noticing a trend that, and maybe they did this because they thought this is what the developers needed, where Xbox went hands off. Because when they went hands on, we had our whole Fable thing way back in the day, and it was a disaster, and we didn't get a video game, and they closed down Lionhead.
Yeah.
It seems that Xbox is taking this handoff approach, and it seems to be biting them in the rear end, big time.
If they don't have the right leadership in place at those studios, and they're not kind of beating to the drum of inclusivity, like Phil Spencer's talked about,
or just being nice people.
Yeah, just don't be a d-bag, and just being good to other human beings is pretty much the mantra there. This pops up in any workplace form or fashion. Typically, nothing's perfect. However, yeah, the hands-off approach of Microsoft of almost come under our umbrella, but you can do it your way.
And it's shame on them. It's a shame on them for not catching it. Like the fact this gets out. And I shouldn't say gets out. The fact that this wasn't Microsoft saying, "Hey, this is what's going on. We know this. We're changing the culture. We're fixing it." Instead, it was like, "Here's a breaking news," and it's another one of these stories. And it seems to be, as you mentioned, it doesn't just happen in the gaming industry. It happens everywhere. It's gross. Human beings suck sometimes. And this has got to change. And if this is a continuation, like they're in the talks of purchasing Activision Blizzard, and yikes over there. I understand they're saying that this has got to change and they can't make comments about Bobby Kotick, but like you have senators in the US that seem to care for some reason more about this acquisition and the culture over there, but they don't care about the culture in their country. But that's just hilarious and all the things over there. But
I think
it's man.
I know.
This video game industry's got to change.
And I think you need, ultimately, I think what you should have personally is when there is an E3 style event where there's a large stage, I think you need head of Xbox and head of PlayStation stand on stage together, not to talk about video games, but to speak to everybody and together to unify a message to just say for 5 minutes and just say, we do not condone this, because that puts good faith in them as leaders.
Agreed.
And that unifies the message across the board. And hopefully a little kick in the pants to everybody to go, if you are in a leadership position or any type of position where you're conducting this type of behavior, we do not condone it and we will come down on you. And it doesn't matter who you are. We will change the culture there and we will exit people where we need to. And that is from Xbox, Microsoft, and Sony on PlayStation side. You need that.
And Nintendo, all of them. Everybody.
Oh, yeah, I know Nintendo. I just feel like
down.
Nintendo's a Nintendo land.
Yeah. But yeah, it's because Sony had all their bad, a whole bunch of bad stuff came out about them this year too. And it's just, and it's funny. Everybody's like, oh, it's this and that. I'm like, no, it's everywhere. You could look up any company.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Any company, and you're going to see bad stuff.
Yep.
So there's a lot of bad people, and we need to change as people.
Let's
stop being D-bags, as you said. Stop being D-bags.
Stop it. That's from two dads just saying, hey, quit it. Knock it off. Slag off. Now, and on a positive note for me, my friend, what are you going to be playing this coming week? Next week?
100%. I am playing MLB The Show 22 and Lego Star Wars. Like nonstop. Like right now I'm currently playing through Uncharted, as you know. Probably have that finished very soon in 1080p instead of 4K. Yeah, but yes, I will be playing MLB The Show, and it's date on Game Pass, and then I have purchased and pre-ordered the digital deluxe version of Lego Star Wars, one of my favorite games.
Cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know about family plans. And does that interest you? And what are your thoughts on it? And if you guys enjoy the show here at Xbox A, do Court and I a favor and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, the little notification bell, because we've got episodes coming out the wazoo every single week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. See ya.